Okay, so we're gonna try to true this pleated bodice, and I have all of my pleats at the waist. So as you notice, I tried to keep my pleats pinned in position so that I could just double check that I had them marked well. So what you're looking for is where the pleats land on top of each other, and of course the direction of the pleat, and that you have the waist marked in enough that you can find it to true it. So I have one leg here for a pleat, one leg here for a pleat, one here, and one here. So I can tell my spacing is off ever so slightly. If you can see the difference between here to here, and here to here, and here to here. So if I really wanted to make it super, super right, I'd have to take off one from the other. So I might just do that on paper instead of trying to do it on fabric, if this were to go to paper. So I'm just gonna work with what I have for now, just so we can get through the process. So I have 4 pleats all together. Okay, so I have to true this just enough so that the back can get draped to it. So I'm going to do the easy part first, which is connect the side seam. And I can draw my armhole and my neckline. There's my pinch of ease for the armhole. So I have here, here, and here. Now, it might be easier for you to true the organza on top of muslin so you can see your markings a little better, and the muslin won't slip all over the table. So this little tiny armhole looks very strange, but we'll see. Okay. And I'm gonna do slightly rounded shoulder. Drop the neck, square the neck. All right, and this is where all the work is going to be, at the waist. So I'm going to go ahead and square it while I have it flat for a 1/2 inch, which is right where my pleat starts. All right, so I'm going to pin these pleats right back into position. I'm actually going to pin them right to the muslin so nothing moves. So So that's the little area that would need to be adjusted on paper if I wanted them to be all exactly spaced. Okay. I don't have to drop this yet because I don't have my back yet. So this is a little lumpy. Let me try this. Yeah, this looks better. All right, now I can trim it down just a little bit. Leave about 2 inches. And about 1.5 inches to 1 inch at the shoulder. You should be good. Okay, great. Now I can just release these guys from the muslin, put it back on the mannequin, and then I will drape my back. I'm putting the front back onto the mannequin for you to drape the back. It's a good idea to line up the drawn side seam right on the braid of the dress form. And then hopefully everything lines right back up where you had marked it. And I am noticing that my armhole is super wonky. So that might be something I'm gonna go back in and mark it right now because it should not have that shape. I'm gonna go in and just remark where that should be, just to give me a guide to go back and fix that. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and do the back. Okay, so now we're gonna true the back. Again, I'm gonna start simple, just by connecting the side seam. And the shoulder. And I have very tiny bit of seam allowance here at my neck and shoulder. I really cut really close. Okay, and then I'm gonna square my back neck. Again, this is a guide just so it's flat. Good. I'm going to square down, remember my 1 1/4 for that flat armhole. And these armholes are going to be a little wonky because we pulled on this, so we're going to have to see how this works out for us. We might need to just do that when I draw the dropped armhole. So I'm going to connect my original armhole for now as a guide. And then I'll use this as a, when I go out and drop. Hopefully I'll get a better connection there. All right, now I'm going to pin these pleats back into position and pin them again to the muslin so they don't move. the accuracy of the spacing could be better. And again, that's something I could fix on paper once the final is ready to transfer. Again, this is the first attempt. Okay. All right, she's a little wiggly. Let's put her down. That's better. Square that waist. So this might be an area I need to look at again. So about 2 inches at your waist, 2 inches at your side seam. And then we'll pin it back to the front. Okay, so I have an armhole situation here that I'm going to have to contend with. So I went ahead and dropped it just so I can get the shape to work because it's kind of looking very awkward. I didn't get to go past this on my back. I'm hoping I hit it when I drop it. So that helps there. And then my front needed to come more into the egg out here because it was so shallow. Yes, that's much better. Because this was the original here. It was coming out too far. So yeah, having that dropped and having them next to each other is really helping me with my armhole. So yeah, this would be not it. So I do have that egg shape, and this is the front and this is the back. So I have the side seams pinned together, and I'm going to use my cross grain mark as a notch to join to the back. So I haven't let out anything yet because I want to just check it on the mannequin one more time before I add the ease to that side seam. I just want to check it one more time. Okay, so I've got it back on the mannequin. Just trying to check everything. Oh God, that was me giving Miguel his French curve back. So I'm checking the placement. The waist, back waist looks really good. This little dip right here will probably get fixed when I drop the waist anyway, but I'm just gonna put a little mark there. Thank you, just to remind myself. And my front waist is riding up ever so slightly. So I'm gonna drop it just a tad bit more, just to be safe. Just right on that tape. Okay. Because when you start pinning everything together, you create tension, and it's even a little tight at my neck. I might even consider loosening up that neck if I had to when I put it back on and sew it up again when I actually sew it. So the next thing I'm going to do is take it off. I'm going to add my 1/2 inch ease, and I'm going to drop my waist 1/4, and I'll repin it and check it again. Okay, so let's add a 1/2 inch ease to our side seam. Then we draw our side seam. To our dropped waist at 1/4 inch. Remember to check that waist to make sure it's one continuous curve as well. Again, you might want to pin it down to the muslin so it doesn't shift. And then true back to the waist with your French curve. True your waist from here to there and from there to there. Repin it, and let's take another look.